We're following breaking news overseas. 22 people dead, including children, in an explosion at a concert by pop star Ariana Grande in the UK. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Eric Arias.
I'm Tim Lammers. Yes, we have breaking news still unfolding. It's England's worst terror attack in the last 12 years.
And this all happened in a major city in a popular tourist area at the Manchester Arena. Samuel Burke is live in Manchester with the latest this morning.
Incredibly eerie scene here. I want to just show you the road leading up to Manchester Arena. The police have cordoned off a half mile around the concert venue as they investigate what they believe to be a lone male who detonated an improvised explosive device. Just last night, about 20,000 people were heading toward this concert venue. Just a couple of hours later, they were running the opposite direction, fleeing for their lives. It was supposed to be a night of fun, but it turned into a night of terror after an explosion outside a concert in the UK by American pop singer Ariana Grande. The blast occurred just in front of the doors of the Manchester Arena where Grande performed Monday night. Terrified concert goers, many of them teen or preteen girls, fled the chaotic scene. Many parents had no idea if their children were killed or injured.
She went to the concert with her friend. Spoke to her just before 10 o'clock. She was enjoying herself, and we've not heard anything from her since.
Condemnation for the attack was swift.
This was an evil act. Our first thoughts are with the families of those killed and injured, and we will do whatever we can to support them.
Manchester police say they believe the suspect died at the scene and are treating the attack as a terrorist incident.
We believe the attacker was carrying an improvised explosive device which he detonated, causing this atrocity.
Hundreds of police have been deployed across the city as authorities investigate.
And we believe at this stage the attack last night was conducted by one man. The priority is to establish whether he was acting alone or as part of a network.
The fact that this man appears to have used an improvised explosive device is the main question now, leading investigators to want to know, did he make that device on his own, or was he working with a wider group? Did he get the information on social media, or is he part of a wider network? And that is exactly what police and British authorities are investigating this morning. I'm Samuel Burke in Manchester. Back to you.
Thanks very much to Samuel Burke, again reporting from Manchester, England.
Yeah, now following this deadly attack, a lot of people have taken to social media, of course, to express concern and condolences, but a lot of them are also offering up some hospitality.
Fox 61's Margot Farrell is continuing our live team coverage now. Margot?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, if you open up Twitter or Facebook right now, you'll quickly see that this is a topic that is making its rounds across the globe. Looking on social media, this is one of today's top trending topics, and heading over to our Facebook page, we have several comments of shock and disbelief. Sally from Torrington writing in, during our live coverage of the Manchester Police press conference, prayers for Manchester. Sarah from Seymour says, this is heartbreaking, those poor parents. Also on social media, many took to Twitter using the hashtag #RoomForManchester. Following the attack, a nearby train station was closed and traffic in the city was at a standstill, so residents took to the web to offer up spare rooms to those displaced by the attack. For instance, Ella tweeted out, if anyone needs anything, I live 15 minutes from the arena. A drink, charge your phone, even warmth, please message me. Ariana Grande also reacted on social media. She sent out this tweet, quote, broken from the bottom of my heart. I am so sorry. I don't have words. Now, Grande has since suspended her world tour, but was not hurt in the attack. This is the deadliest attack in the UK since the underground attacks back in 2005, which killed 52 people. The mayor of Manchester says there will be a vigil at Albert Square at 6 p.m. Manchester time this evening, and we'll be bringing you more information. Additionally, Sean Spicer also recently tweeted out that Donald Trump is offering his condolences to the British Prime Minister Theresa May. Be sure to download our free Fox 61 app. We'll have all the updates there. For now, I'm Margot Farrell. Erica Tim, back to you.
And we continue to stay on top of the updates out of the UK this morning, certainly.
Fox 61 has continuing coverage of this concert attack. We're going to have updates as they come into our newsroom here on Good Day Connecticut all morning long, on air, and of course on our Fox 61 News app.
Fox 61 Skydeck is powered by Energize Connecticut.
And we're switching gears, taking a live look outside, checking out the view of Hartford right now.
Yeah, for the first time, we can actually start to see downtown Hartford there through the fog. Let's get over to meteorologist Dan Amaranti with a check on the weather and how things are going to look for the rest of the day.
Hey, good morning, guys. Morning, everyone. Yeah, we do have some sunshine that'll come out during the day today, and we already are starting to see some sun across the area. So overall, not a bad day, and certainly better than yesterday. Now, this morning we have temperatures in the 40s and some 50s, so it's a little on the cool side, but really not bad at all. 52 in Hartford right now, 52 at Colchester and Willimantic as well, 54 Niantic, 54 Guilford and New Haven. So it's a little on the somewhat cool side, but overall we have some pretty good weather out there. We'll send it back to you really quickly, guys.
All right, Dan, thanks. Well, happening right now in London, Britain's Prime Minister is speaking in the wake of last night's deadly attack outside a concert venue in Manchester.
Yeah, let's get out to Prime Minister Theresa May right now.
Who should have been enjoying one of the most memorable nights of their lives. As things stand, I can tell you that in addition to the attacker, 22 people have died and 59 people have been injured. Those who were injured are being treated in 8 different hospitals across Greater Manchester. Many are being treated for life-threatening conditions. And we know that among those killed and injured were many children and young people. We struggle to comprehend the warped and twisted mind that sees a room packed with young children not as a scene to cherish, but as an opportunity for carnage. But we can continue to resolve to thwart such attacks in future, to take on and defeat the ideology that often fuels this violence, and if there turn out to be others responsible for this attack, to seek them out and bring them to justice. The police and security services believe that the attack was carried out by one man, but they now need to know whether he was acting alone or as part of a wider group. It will take some time to establish these facts, and the investigation will continue. The police and security services will be given all the resources they need to complete that task. The police and security services believe they know the identity of the perpetrator, but at this stage of their investigations, we cannot confirm his name. The police and emergency services have, as always, acted with great courage. And on behalf of the country, I want to express our gratitude to them. They acted in accordance with the plans they have in place and the exercises they conduct to test those plans, and they performed with the utmost professionalism. 400 police officers were involved in the operation through the night, and many paramedics, doctors, and nurses have worked valiantly amid traumatic and terrible scenes to save lives and care for the wounded. Significant resources have been deployed to the police investigation, and there continue to be visible patrols around Manchester, which include the deployment of armed officers. For people who live and work in Manchester, there remains a large cordon in place around Manchester Arena and Victoria Station, which will be in place for some time. The station is closed and will remain closed while a detailed forensic search is underway. We know that many friends and relatives of people caught up in the attack are still trying to find out what has happened to their children, brothers and sisters, parents and loved ones. So please, think of those people who are experiencing unimaginable worry, and if you have any information at all relating to the attack, please contact Greater Manchester Police. The threat level remains at severe. That means that a terrorist attack remains highly likely. But the Independent Joint Terrorism Analysis Centre, which sets the threat level on the basis of the intelligence available to them, will continue to assess this throughout today and in the days ahead. Later today, I will travel to Manchester to meet the Chief Constable of Greater Manchester Police, Ian Hopkins, the Mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham, and members of the emergency services who have come to Manchester's aid in its moment of need. And as I announced last night, the general election campaign has been suspended. I will chair another meeting of COBRA later today. At terrible moments like these, it is customary for leaders, politicians, and others to condemn the perpetrators and declare that the terrorists will not win. But the fact that we have been here before, and the fact that we need to say this again, does not make it any less true. For as so often while we experienced the worst of humanity in Manchester last night, we also saw the best. The cowardice of the attacker met the bravery of the emergency services and the people of Manchester. The attempt to divide us met countless acts of kindness that brought people closer together. And in the days ahead, those must be the things we remember. The images we hold in our minds should not be those of senseless slaughter, but of the ordinary men and women who put concerns about their own safety to one side and rushed to help. Of the men and women of the emergency services who worked tirelessly to bring comfort, to help, and to save lives. Of the messages of solidarity and hope of all those who opened their homes to the victims. For they are the images that embody the spirit of Manchester and the spirit of Britain, a spirit that through years of conflict and terrorism has never been broken and will never be broken. There will be difficult days ahead. We offer our thoughts and prayers to the family and friends of those affected. We offer our full support to the authorities, the emergency and the security services as they go about their work. And we all, every single one of us, stand with the people of Manchester at this terrible time. And today, let us remember those who died, and let us celebrate those who helped, safe in the knowledge that the terrorists will never win, and our values, our country, and our way of life will always prevail.
Well, of course, that was British Prime Minister Theresa May saying what's on the minds of a lot of people there in the UK, not just saying a prayer for the families of the dead, but keeping the parents of people who don't know the fates of their children, even right now at 6 o'clock Eastern time, to keep them in your prayers as well.
You can only imagine the fear and the frustration, all of the emotions going through parents' minds. And of course, she reiterated the fact of how important it is that anyone who knows anything, wherever they might be, to just don't hesitate and call police.
Absolutely. Now, we are going to stay on top of the updates as they are still coming out of the UK this morning. We'll have continuing coverage of this concert attack. Again, the latest is that 22 people are dead, but we will have updates as they come into the newsroom all morning long here on Good Day Connecticut. And remember, you can also get that on our free Fox 61 News app. Now, when we come back in just a couple of minutes, we're going to hear from President Trump as he weighed in on the explosion there in Manchester.
And the president continues his trip abroad today in Israel. We're going to fill you in on what he has planned and how world leaders are reacting to him. That's next.